All right, you guys, I got a fun one today. If you're new here, thanks for coming. Thanks for checking out the channel. My name is James. I happen to be the world's worst web developer, and today we're going to be talking about a product for WordPress called Etch. Those of you who have been here before, hopefully you're not getting tired of of hearing about Etch. I'm not getting tired of talking about it yet. I'm sure I will at some point. So, stick around for that. That could be fun. But for right now, I am still excited about Etch, partly because Etch hasn't even been released yet, and so they're still technically working on it. I mean, it's as powerful as it is, it's not done yet. It's still in the oven. Okay, they're still cooking it, and so they're pushing out updates like every week. So it's easy to be excited about it because it keeps changing and getting better. So today, I don't think we're actually going to be talking about something that's changed recently, just something that I sort of finally figured out because I finally had a reason to tackle it, and that is a search field that actually works. I had no idea how easy this was, first of all, to just make a search field that worked. I assumed there would be like some PHP involved, but basically there's not. WordPress is just set up in such a way that you can basically just add an HTML search field, and if you do it right, it just works. And so I'm going to show you how that works, but I'm also going to show you how I built the template for the search results in Etch, because if you don't build a search template, your search field, your search form, whatever you want to call it, it's not going to do anything. You need a way to display the results that it's finding when you do the search. So I'm going to show you how I did that. It's pretty crazy, I think. Maybe that's just because I'm terrible at what I do, so any small victory to me seems huge. But let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm talking about here. So here's this awful website I'm building, and you see I have a search bar up here. I also have one here. I haven't even tried this one. Does this work? It does. That was a weird thing that happened. I don't know what that was all about. I've been testing this one up here the whole time, but it works. So let's first of all take a quick look at that part, just the easy part of actually creating the search bar. Let's go ahead and just hit edit with Etch, and we're going to go into our templates because this is part of our header. I'm sorry, this is part of our index template is what I meant to say, which also includes a header. Where is it? I believe it's in the nav component. Yep, I put it in the UL so that it disappears and reappears on mobile with the rest of the menu. But here it is. There you go. That's it. That's your search form. The action should be your website, so I just put in this, I don't know what you call it, variable. Form method get, label for S, input S, ID S, placeholder, whatever you want, classes, whatever you want, right? So you can style it and stuff. That's it. This form will do what you need it to do. This form will make it so when you do a search, let's say we search for hello, look up here in the URL bar, it adds $S equals. This is WordPress stuff. This makes it, this searches for this term, or this at least puts the term you searched for as a parameter in the URL. You can then use that parameter to do a query and filter that query, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. So this is the easy part, just getting a form that puts this up here in your URL. And then the fun part, it's fun, I promise, is, nope, that's not the button I wanted. I want to get out of this component. I want to go to the page. Nope, I want to go to the template. When you click on this miscellaneous up here, hit plus, you have some options. One of those options is a search results template. So you want to do that, create that, and then you can edit it. And this is where the magic happens. And if you're as bad at this as I am, this really actually does feel like magic sometimes. So I went ahead and dropped a section container, blah, blah, blah. And then I built out what I wanted this card to look like. And I was going for something that would look good with a featured image or without a featured image. And I think I'm mostly in there. This read more link is kind of hanging out in its own little area. I think it looks kind of okay on this one. So I still got to figure that out a little bit, but for the most part, I think I kind of got a good starting point here where it kind of looks good whether you have a featured image or not. So that was challenge number 1. And by challenge, I mean I literally went to AI, some AI bot, and said, hey, create a layout for me. I think I used Lovable. And then the loop. The loop is the really fun part. So let's just go ahead and look at it. So we have basically, I started with a post loop. So if you go to your loops, you know, I think they start you off with the basic one called posts. I renamed it. Or no, I think they actually renamed it. I think it used to be recent posts, and I think they changed it to posts because recent posts was a little too specific. Your query is not necessarily always going to be the most recent post, right? So I think they changed it to just say post here. But of course, you can rename it whatever you want, and you can create whole brand new loops and name them whatever you want. But I started with their basic post loop, okay? And I made 2 changes to this loop. So the first change is where it says post type. It used to just say post. But if you put it in an array, you can actually choose multiple post types to query. I tried messing around with any. You can just type any in single quotes, and that will search every single content type on your website. That posed some problems. I don't recommend doing that. I think you should probably just spell out the exact post types that you want to search through. So right now I'm filtering regular WordPress posts and then this custom post type I created called YT4WP video. And the other change I had to make is when you're doing a search with this WordPress query, you want to just add this key, I believe it's called, of just S. I'm assuming S stands for search. And then the parameter will be your search parameter. And so you're thinking, well, how do you get the search parameter that you type up here into that query? Well, since the search parameter that you put in here ends up in the URL as a parameter, you can do this. You can go right here and grab url.parameter.s. And you can pass that into a variable, call it whatever you want. I called mine param because I'm super clever. And then you can just drop that variable right here. So you type in something into the search bar, that something gets dumped up here into the URL after question mark equals S or question mark S equals, and then your parameter. This grabs that parameter, dumps it into this variable, and then this query pulls that variable. So it's going to query all of your posts and all of whatever this is that has the search parameter of whatever you search for. And that's it. Beyond that, it's all just typical stuff you've probably seen me do in other videos. So we called each one of these posts a post. So then we can come down here and do post.meta. This is the URL. This is a custom field that I created for that particular post type. We can do post.featuredImage, right? Post.featuredImage again, just all the typical stuff you normally do. Post.date, and then format it however you want. Not sure I like this format. I might change that. This is the only format I have memorized because it's simple. All the other date formats are very strange looking and I don't have any of them memorized. Post.author.firstname. You want to do some conditionals too, because I noticed if there is no first name, like if you go to the user settings and there isn't a first name, instead of it just being blank, it will just literally print out post.author.firstname in curly brackets right here. It will just print this out if there is no first name instead of just being blank. So that's why I put this all this user stuff here, this author stuff, I put it in a conditional. If it doesn't find a first name for this author, then it just won't display any of this stuff. It won't display the picture or their name. It'll just be empty. You could be a little more granular. You know, you could say if there's no gravatar, don't show that. If there's no first name, don't show that. I just went ahead and said, you know what, if there isn't a first name, let's just not show any of this stuff because I'm lazy. But do whatever you want. I'm actually not sure what would happen here if there was no gravatar. It probably would just print out author.avatar. It's something to consider. I might need to tweak that a little bit. But so yeah, let me show you what's kind of cool about this. I'm going to show you sort of what I'm working with here. So you already saw that I'm working with regular posts, and then you saw that other weird post type I created. So that's coming from a plugin I created called YouTube for WordPress. It does a couple things. You can add your channel ID and then your YouTube API key, and then what it will do is it'll create blocks. So you can add blocks to a poster page that will display a grid of your YouTube videos from that channel. And there's a bunch of different options and stuff. The other thing you can do is, if you don't want to do that, because that can be kind of API heavy, because every time a page loads, it's like pinging YouTube's API to load all those videos on your screen. There's this feature here where you can just import videos. And what it does is it goes and it grabs whatever number you choose here. So 50 videos from your channel, pulls them in and creates custom post types for them. So I did that, and it created all these posts, and each one has title, of course, description, content. This is just the video description. It does have a featured image. It steals the thumbnail from YouTube. And then it doesn't display here because I didn't tell it to, because it doesn't need to, but there's at least one custom field, which is the URL, the embed URL of the video. So I can use that, since I had that saved as a custom field, as metadata. I can use that in Etch. And here's how I used it. So this, I searched for hello, and these are just regular posts. If I search for something like Etch, it's going to find a bunch of the post type, the video post types, and you'll notice that this is not a thumbnail. This is an actual video. It's using that embed URL that I had saved as a custom field, and it's just creating an embed, and it's using that URL. You can see that. Let's get back to our template. You can see it right in here somewhere. Da, 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 da. If, what's this one? So this says if there's a video URL in that metadata, then display this iframe, and for the URL, use that custom field URL. So if the URL exists, use it to display a YouTube video, is what this is doing. And then this says if there is no video URL, then let's use a featured image instead. So that's why this post has a featured image. These posts also have featured images, but since they also have a video, it's doing that instead of the featured image. So yeah, I think that's about it, honestly, for this video. I'll probably I don't know. I want to try to make this shareable so you can use it. So I'll try to put together like an HTML and CSS and show the loops, so you can just kind of copy and paste into your project and then modify it however you need to. But I want to get a mix. Yeah. So you can see, here's a regular post. That's what I like about this. Why I'm so excited about this, just the way how seamless it is. This is just a regular post. This is that custom post type, and they look the same. It's the same data being displayed when it was published. All these were published on the same day because I imported them all at once. I don't know if I can pull. I should look to see if the date the video was uploaded to YouTube is available via API. I'm sure it is. I could probably pull that if I haven't already. I made this plugin a long time ago. Maybe that data is actually in there and I can use that instead. So instead of this being the day that this post was created in WordPress, this would be the date that the video itself was uploaded to YouTube. I could probably do that. But otherwise, I just like it. And then here's one that doesn't even have an image. And like I said, it looks mostly okay. I got a little thinking to do here, but and I could, if I add, and I will be adding new post types, like components, then I'll add that to the query, so you can find that when you search here, and it'll just show up in the same list of results here. So yeah, I will go ahead and just take another quick look at this. Maybe this will be a better way for you to look at it to kind of see everything all at once. Here's our loop. Our whole article tag is wrapped in our loop. We're just looping through our query called posts as a post. And then we're sending the search parameter into a variable for the query to use. And then we're just using post dot, post dot, post dot all over the place. Post dot date, post dot content, post dot author dot first name. You can find all these things. These are all available in the Etch documentation right here. If you just go to docs.etchwp.com, come over here to dynamic data keys, you can see this is all a bunch of stuff that's available pretty much always on any page. And then here's some stuff for users, and then some more kind of general site stuff and some URL stuff. So this is what I'm using, url.parameter, and then I put .s, and it explains that down here how you can do that. Yeah, and then it just how you use it depends on where you are. If you're on a template, like a archive template, you'll probably use this dot. If you're inside of a loop like we were just doing, then you'll use whatever you called your loop. We called ours post. You could call yours whatever you want. Loops by default are item. So it was item, and then I changed it to post because I just thought that made more sense. But you could, of course, you could certainly leave it as item or make it whatever you want. But there's just a lot of stuff here, a lot of useful stuff. In the video, or in the example you just saw, we used featured image, we used post.featuredimage, we used post.date, and we formatted it. It doesn't talk about that in the docs here, but you can format it. We used post.author.first name. Again, it doesn't call that out here in the docs. These docs probably need to be updated because there's more than just author.name. You can do author.firstname and author.lastname, which is what I did. You can do author.displayname, I believe. I think you can do author.nickname. We used post.title. I used excerpt a lot. We used post.content. I used permalink.relative, so that's how I made it. So when you, where's my page? This is a link. When you click on it, it takes you to the single post page, which I haven't built a template for the single post page, so this is all you're seeing right now. But that parameter, or what is it, permalink.relative is how I created this link and how I created this read more link. So this is very helpful stuff here. You can also see all the data available in your loop manager. So you can see all this stuff. We used post.title, post.content, post.permalink.relative. So you can see, you don't even have to go to the docs. You can just pull up a post loop here and then come over here and just see all the stuff that's available. And all the custom fields you create and advanced custom fields, or however you create them, will be in a object, I believe it's called meta. It's in here somewhere. Here it is, meta. So these are, look, I did pull in the date that the YouTube video was published. So let's actually grab this because I want to update that. Copy. Let's go back. You're going to actually watch some real live coding instead of me just talking about what I already did. So here's our date. Now what we want to do, right now we're just doing post.date, but we want to update that. We're going to, let's see here. This should probably be in like at least a span so I can see it in my panel over here. I don't want to copy that because I already have something copied in my clipboard. Okay. And let's get rid of this. span, we'll even say class equals post date, whatever. So now that I done that, I should see it over here in my panel, which makes it easy to right click and say wrap in condition. So here's what I want to do. So I want to say, first of all, if this doesn't, stop doing that. It's trying to do, what's that called? I forget what it's called. Emmet. So if this field doesn't exist, it should do this. So first of all, oh no, it's not just that, it's post dot meta dot. Okay, perfect. So it's working. So you can see this isn't a video post type, this is a regular post. So it doesn't have this field, so it's displaying the date just fine. That's exactly what we want. Now I'm going to duplicate this, and the second one I'm going to say if this does exist, then we're going to display it. Instead of the regular post date, I'm going to get this out of here. I want to put that in there, and I need to, can I just do dot format month, day, year? Yes, I can. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. All right, save. Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome, I think. What is this doing? 13? Oh, I must have screwed up the date format on that one. If condition, day, month, year. No, that's correct. Oh, yeah, I did screw it up. I want month, day, year. Because I'm American. I'm in America, all right? We don't say 4th September 2025. We say September 4th, 2025. All right, there we go. September 13th, September 13th. So are these correct? Yep, I just uploaded this video the other day. Yesterday. I uploaded this one 2 days ago. September 9th. Perfect. So we just used metadata, and we used a conditional to do something that I think is pretty neat. If it's just a regular post, it's just going to show the date that that post was published in WordPress. But if it's a video, it's actually going to show when that video was uploaded to YouTube. Now, the next thing would be to try and order things. That would be difficult. That could be difficult. Because how could I order it by this date and this other date when it's two different things? That might not be possible. I'll have to brainstorm that. But anyways, pretty neat, I think. Anything else I want to talk about? I don't think so. I'm going to work on trying to improve this layout. This read more. I mean, is it annoying that if you're here and you're kind of looking and then the read more link is way over here, or do you care? Because it's just a mouse and it's not hard to. I need to think about that. I'm not a usability expert. Because you can also just click on the title. So I feel like that's fine. I think I'll probably just make the read more be at the very end, no matter what. I could also shrink these down a little bit and just not make them so long. Yeah, I got some thinking to do. If you have ideas, let me know. Let me know what you think. If it's stupid to have the read more link way over here, or if you don't care since this is clickable, or if I should just make the whole freaking thing clickable. Also, this is what I was talking about. This post doesn't have any content for some reason. Oh, I know why. Because, no, actually I don't know why. It should have content. Because it's supposed to be pulling in the description. Okay, that one didn't have any content. Watch me create a grid that displays events. Did I not add a description to that video? I'm not that stupid, am I? No, I did have a description there. So I'm not sure why I didn't pull that description in as the content here, because I'm pretty sure it did for others. Yeah. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's right here. It's showing in the builder. It's showing in the builder, bro. Why is it not showing on the front end? This one's working. This one's working. Watch me create a grid that displays events using Etch. Watch me create a grid that displays events using Etch. In this video, I create a grid that displays blah, blah, blah. There it is there. Huh. That is weird. Now it's working. But anyways, you saw that it was just outputting post.content. That's what I was talking about earlier, if you don't have the content in there. So I'm actually going to wrap this in a conditional. I'm going to say if post.content. So now if there is no content, it just will be blank. It won't say post.content. It'll just be blank. That was a weird issue that you just witnessed there with me. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you learned something. Like I said, I will try to get this shareable so you can just kind of copy and paste into your project and tinker with it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.